Hello, welcome back to Call Clutter Fairy, where I help you get clutter free so that you can live stress free. Today is going to be a different video once again. This week, actually, let's be honest, the last 3 weeks have been ridiculous. And I wanted to really share with you just some of the tips that I use to handle hectic, crazy, busy schedules. I think too often people have this expectation of everybody else has got it together. Why is it just me that can't seem to get things done? I am here to tell you, I have a lot of people I really care about that are in my life, and I don't have anyone that I know who has it all together. No one. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is how to organize and prioritize. So if you've got a lot going on, like I'm just going to go ahead and share this week. I'm a single owner. I run my own business called Clutter Fairy. I have a couple people that work with me helping, but lately some of my people have been out sick. They've had things going on. They've had other demands that have pulled them away from me. So I've really had to rally together and become more of a one person, manage it all, along with my one main organizer. So that's been difficult. But, it's how I feed my family, so it has to remain a priority. The beginning of this week, my dog, my little Domino, got really sick. And bless his little heart, I'm sorry to share information, but that little boy had diarrhea that was spraying, and that is the appropriate word, everywhere. So obviously I need to take care of my boy. He's my little fur baby. But in combination with that, I can't have a house that is nasty like this. So I'm trying to keep him outside and nurture him and still clean my house and still stay on top of the business. And let's not forget I have kids. So I'm a single parent. I have to get the kids going and still maintain all of their activities and get them to school. And my oldest starts school at 6:40. Because they have extracurricular activities that require them to start school at that hour. And then my youngest has a 0 period, so they don't start until 7:40, and I'm usually starting with my clients at 9 a.m. So I'm juggling all of this, and then my youngest has had a lot of intermittent things happening most recently. So everything, even though those things that I already had happening with my fur baby and my business, got put on hold so that I could take care of my youngest and the medical needs that have arisen with that. And those have been adjusting daily, moment by moment. So as I'm still trying to juggle those other things that are equally important, my oldest has also had these ongoing medical things that need reassessment as we go. So as you've got your tasks, you need to truly just look at them at that moment, at that day, at that week, whatever level you're at. And if you have the luxury of looking at the whole month, that's fantastic. But when you're finding that you're getting so bogged down with these things, these demands, let's just call it what they are, with these demands that are coming on you, make a list of priorities. What is the immediate need? What is the thing that can be done today? What's the thing that could be pushed off to tomorrow? And what are the things that can just be pushed to later? So with things being so busy for me the last couple weeks, I missed my smog deadline. I needed to get my car smogged so I can register my car for the year. Does it need to be done? Absolutely. Is it going to get done this week? No. I'll have to pay a late fee, but guess what? In the scheme of getting things done, paying an extra $20 on my registration and getting my smog done next week when hopefully things are a little bit easier is one of the easiest things that I can take off my plate and put to a later time and be able to prioritize the things that are more important. And knowing your limits is a really big one. I know my limits are already pretty much maxed, so I can't take on anything else right now. So as I have, and this is just my own example so that you can possibly relate, As I'm getting new people calling saying, hey, we'd love to have your services. Can you please set up an appointment so we can have a free consultation? I'm having to say, I can't. I can at the end of the month, but right now I can't. It's so easy for us to say, yes, of course. Yes, I could take that. Yes, I can do that. Know what your limits are, though, because if you keep adding these things on, you can only fit so many things in one 24-hour period. Beyond that, it's just not feasible. So you're setting yourself up not only for failure and disappointing people, but you're setting yourself up for, gosh, why didn't I get that done? And why am I so stressed out? And why can't I sleep at night? And now the next day you have a whole new list of commitments, as well as those things that you couldn't get to the day before. So I'm trying really hard not to ramble with you guys, but I just want you to understand that you've got to accept that you can only do what you can do, and beyond that, you have to let the rest go. Think of what they say on the airplane. If it's going down and there's a change in cabin pressure, you have to put that mask on yourself before you can think of anybody else. So write it down if you need to on a piece of paper. Put it on a calendar and do whatever you need to remember this. You have to take care of you first. So yesterday was a tough day. This morning I came into my garage and I literally just sat in my chair in my office and just did nothing. I did nothing. I let Domino lay next to me. Eventually I started drinking my coffee, and towards about 5 minutes into just sitting there, I grabbed a magazine. This was probably the most productive 5 minutes of my day, because as soon as that 5 minutes was over, believe it or not, my youngest woke up. And though we had planned to go to school today, and we had planned on getting my car smogged, and I had planned on recording a video, and I'd planned on going grocery shopping, the medical needs took a priority again. So everything else that was on my list just changed. So it's okay to do that. Those other things will still be there tomorrow. I'll be able to get them done then. So treat yourself first. By having that moment, those 5 minutes to myself, I was better able to handle okay, let's reprioritize, let's reassess everything, and only tackle what I can get to today. Another big one, even when it's a busy, stressful, hectic, crazy day, is take breaks. There's so many things that you can do just to reward yourself and take that momentary healing. Go for a walk. Just get up from your desk, get up from your job, get up from whatever it is that's causing you stress. And if you're able to, just go walk outside. Walk to the end of your driveway and retrieve the mail, or just go in your backyard and look up at the sky and appreciate the clouds that are going by, whether it's sunny, is it raining. Take just 5 minutes away from the situation that you're in and breathe. Another one, make sure you're eating healthy snacks. I can't tell you, it's so easy. I am the prime candidate for what not to eat. When I get stressed, I'm a stress eater. I want chips, I want a candy bar, I want ice cream, I want French fries. And when I eat these things, it's gratifying for those few seconds that I have it in front of me, but inevitably I always feel worse afterwards. So I try to have healthy snacks as my go-to first, and I grab those and I eat them, and 90% of the time it replenishes me enough that I don't think about the junk food afterwards. But you know what? If I ate my healthy snack and I still feel like an ice cream is going to make me feel better, I get it. I go get it, and I allow myself to just indulge in that. So once again, I'm better able to tackle the next thing. Another thing, if this works for you, and it's intermittent with me, but practice mindfulness. Sometimes I'll walk outside and I'll just stop for a second and try and hear 3 things. I'll try and look and notice 3 or 4 things that are moving. I'll try and see what I can smell. Just doing that, it grounds you for a moment and allows you to move forward again. And there are a ton of things that you can look up. Research mindfulness. Find one that fits you, because some of them get really out there. And if it works for you, I think that's fantastic. Meditation, listening to a single song that will just take you out of the stressful moment and bring you into a sense of calm is really helpful and beneficial. This is a big one for me. My cell phone is glued to my body because I use it for my business, because my kids are so integral in my life and I'm always making sure that they're okay, especially right now. So my phone is on all of the time, and it is ringing and buzzing and beeping and vibrating all of the time. And sometimes I need to just text my kids and say, I'm offline for 5 or 10 minutes. I will be back on in 5 or 10 minutes. If something happens, I will check in with you ASAP. And I shut that little I shut that little sucker off, and I just allow the quiet. I'll block calls for a little bit. People can leave me a voicemail, but it's really important because having that distraction and that demand constantly nipping at you, it's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen that Family Guy clip of the little kid just going, Mom, 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 Mommy, 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 Mom, Mom. And you can see her anxiety level just ready to explode. Guess what your cell phone is doing? Bzz, ring, bzz, bzz, vibrate, demands, notifications. Shut it off. Let yourself not have that demand for just a little bit and see if it helps. I'm bad with this one, but this week I actually did reach out for help. Use the support systems you have. Call somebody up and say, hey, by any chance, do you have some free time this week? Could you help me out with XYZ? Now, I know I hear from so many of you when I'm doing these videos about how you don't have a support system in place, and that breaks my heart. I urge you to get involved with a church, a community group, a social network so that you can establish a small support system. But if you genuinely don't have one in place, you guys, if you have a little bit of extra money, take advantage of a delivery service to bring you food, to bring you the groceries. Go ahead and let a service out there bring that supply or take care of that demand that you have. There are so many different services out there. And again, I know extra money lying around is just not a thing that we all have. But if you can, treat yourself to letting a service take care of something on your plate so that you can just focus on the big important things. I'm reiterating this one again. Make time for yourself. Any way possible. Can you go take a bubble bath? Can you go for a long walk leisurely? Can you go lose yourself in a movie for a little bit? Pick something that is just about you and exclude all of those things that we talked about before that are pulling at you so that you can replenish. Just going to bed at night isn't enough to recharge. I promise you, I have tried that plenty of times. It's not enough. So do something that is just for you so that you can be re-energized and you have the availability to get those demands taken care of. The last one that I have, and this is the one that's worked the most for me this week, is look at what you've got and reprioritize. For me, I am a planner, so I am always thinking about what do I have to do, what needs to be done, how am I going to get this done, and it just snowballs into a bigger scenario than it really is. So if I can take a minute to just reassess, okay, yes, you've got a lot to do, but ping, that can wait. Ping, that can be tomorrow. And I can just get a better sense of, okay, I can manage those 4 things this afternoon. I can still manage that, making sure that I get 5 minutes to myself, making sure I get to go outside and walk the dog for a few minutes, making sure my kids are taken care of. That's it. So I didn't make dinner tonight. We all know I don't cook anyway. I still fed them. I know they're safe. I know that their needs have been met, and the things that are my priorities, I got done, and the rest, it's not going to go anywhere. It'll be there tomorrow. So for me, one of my biggest things when I go to take a break is just quickly reassess where I'm at and reprioritize. I hope today's video helped you. I truly wish I could talk to more of you one-on-one and just explain the expectations versus reality, sometimes you can't help but laugh. Like, yeah, of course my car broke down today. That is totally what I would expect out of a day like this. But then there's other days you really can manage it so much better just by taking some of these steps. Prioritize, reprioritize, take time for you. I did this little download about a year ago. It's still on my website. I'll put a new link to it below, but it helps you to really identify what must I do today? What are my top priorities versus what can wait? Who are the people that I might need to follow up with? It's a good thing to just kind of sit down and mind dump on and write the list of things that, oh, this is what I got to do. I got to do this. I got to do this. And then once you've dumped all those thoughts down, you can start prioritizing them. This is a free download again. The link is below. I hope it helps you. Please remember to click that like and subscribe button. I appreciate your support so much, and I will see you on Sunday.